back from California to explain why I haven't received the plans for Dayton's new Sky Raider pursuit ship.
I tried to get them, Mr. Lynx, but I
don't want alibis. I want the plans of that ship. I had you made controller and treasurer of the company so you could get it.
But Dayton has no plans for it. At least not on paper.
No plans? Impossible.
That's true.
That leaves only one thing for us to do then, doesn't it?
Captain, I want you to go back to California with Hinchfield. We are testing that ship tomorrow for the Army. Get it and fly it to our own hangar.
Get the plane itself. But how?
You're not here to ask questions, but to obey orders. That plane is necessary to the success of our cause. It is your job to get it. That's all.
The police department is calling Captain Dayton.
All right, put him on. Yes, that's what I thought. Apparently it was. Yes, sure. And thanks.
It was the name of the most famous pursuit squadron in the World War. Sky Raiders. What an outfit of young daredevils. Captain Bob Dayton, the designer of this new ship the Army is thinking of buying, was the commander.
I've heard a lot about Dayton, but I've never met him.
You'll meet him today. Fine-looking chap. Quiet, unassuming, but what a flyer.
Get out of here. I said get out of here.
But, Bob, it's not only for your own sake. If anything happens to you, what becomes of Sky Raiders?
All right, all right. But get out of here before I change my mind.
Well, now you're talking sense. Now I can be happy again. Enjoy life. Be merry and bright.
Get out!
So I won my bet.
Well, it sounded like it, didn't it?
Certainly did.
Well, you didn't. Dayton's not going to fly that ship.
Do you mean that? Did he promise?
Well, as close to a promise as Bob ever came. So don't forget, you got her date tonight.
I've never been so happy to keep a date in my life.
Fine thing. I have to win a bet to get you to go out with me. Why is that, Mary?
We'll discuss that later. You go tell Proctor to get ready to make that flight. It's almost 10 now.
Now, don't dust me off. There was more to that bet, remember?
We'll discuss that later, too.
Oh, yeah? Oh, hello, General Fletcher.
Hello, Carey. Are you to receive congratulations?
Well, not yet, but I'm working on it.
This is Lieutenant Carey, one of those young Sky Raider daredevils I was telling you about. This is Captain Long, Ed.
Glad to know you, Captain.
Lieutenant Carey. Captain's going to help me decide if Dayton's new plane comes up to specifications.
Oh, fine. If you'll excuse me now, General, I've got to get a pilot for the test flight. Miss Blake will take care of you.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean? Isn't Dayton going to fly the ship?
I believe Captain Dayton is going to confine his activities to the ground from now on. But perhaps he'd better tell you about that himself.
Yes?
General Fletcher and Captain Long will see you, Captain Dayton.
Show them in.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Tell me you're back again.
I thought maybe Captain Dayton wouldn't be so busy today.
I suppose you spent all your railroad fare home.
Well, you gotta take a chance if you want to get ahead in this world. Couldn't I just see him for a minute?
Listen, you don't want me to feel mean and hateful, do you?
Of course not.
Well, then don't beg me to do something I can't do. How many boys do you suppose asked to see Captain Dayton?
Are there many?
hundreds of them. And if he sees one, he has to see them all.
Oh, I never thought about that.
Well, then our problem is to get you home. Where did you say it was?
Denver. Well, couldn't I just see him for a minute?
I'll buy a ticket for you on the transport. If you promise to use it.
Everybody thinks I ought to quit. Think I'm too old for testing. I think they're crazy.
You're too valuable to aviation to be risking your neck off. But I do hope you have a good test pilot on tap.
Yes, Proctor will give it a workout.
Good. Suppose we get about it, huh?
All right, I may be detained for a few moments, but Miss Blake will take you out and you can have a look at the plane. Miss Blake.
Yes, Captain Dayton.
Tell Proctor I want to see him, and then take General Fletcher and Captain Long out to the field.
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Captain Dayton would like to see Proctor in his office.
Okay.
Hello? Yes? A one-way ticket to Denver for Timothy Bryant. And charge it to our account, please. Thank you.
I'll pay you back someday.
Of course you will, Tim. And by the way, Captain Dayton is going to be in Denver next week for the Air Youth of American model ship trial. I'll see to it that he meets you then.
Oh, gee, thank you, Miss Blake.
There's a general in there getting fidgety, so bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
General, I'm orders to the way it'll fly and how it'll look. Who's your pilot?
A flyer named Proctor.
You think he can tear it apart, Carrie?
Well, if it can be torn apart, he'll do it.
Well, that's what I want to find out. Where the blazes is Dayton?
He should be here any moment.
Well, just to make sure, suppose you go and get him, young lady.
Yes, sir.
There goes your plane, Carrie. Why in blazes don't you keep this place guarded?
We do. It's impossible for an outsider to get in here.
So I can see. We better call up the police and tell them your ship's been stolen. Come on, Bob.
But, General... It's coming back.
Where's Captain Dayton?
How should I know, Miss Blake? After all, I'm only the controller and treasurer of the company.
That's right. You wouldn't know anything, would you?
I'm certainly told nothing.
What are you doing, Miss Blake?
Calling the police. What's the idea?
The idea is Dayton's flying the ship.
Dayton?
Yeah, we framed it.
Fastest ship I ever saw, Carrie.
I know that. What I want to know is who's flying the ship.
You really want to know?
Yes, I really do.
I'll give you one guess.
You don't mean...
Who else could fly a ship like that?
You mean that Dayton's flying it?
He certainly is. And that means you lose your bet.
I tell you, they got this place patrolled, Captain.
So they have it patrolled. Stop bothering me.
All right, Dayton, all right. I know she's fast. Get about something else.
They must have heard you, General. Gonna hang around a prop.
What do you think she'll do, Carrie?
Just watch. General, what do you think?
Terrific.
She'll lose 7,000 straight up.
Really got a great ship, Carrie. That is, if it's maneuverable.
You're gonna learn the meaning of that word.
We've got to get it, Hess. Do you understand? We've got to get it.
What do you think now, General?
Superb. Superb.
Gonna put her in a dive. I'm having trouble with the motor.
Why don't you pull her out of it?
You better ask him. I'll never get too old to play jokes.
Maybe a joke to him, but it's hard on my nerves.
He's gonna do it again.
See, Captain, what I meant about that Sky Raider gang?
Comes. There goes that motor.
I think Miss Blake's right. It isn't funny to me either.
He's heading for the trees again.
If I had him in the Army, I'd court-martial him.
Oh, he's landing.
That's a break we didn't plan on.
Come on.
time, General. He's down.
No, if he'd have crashed, we'd have hurt him. You tell Dayton when he's through playing games to let me know. Come on, Captain. Tell Dayton when he's through playing games to let me know. Come on, Captain.
Hey, General!
There's nothing wrong with the ship. There may be nothing wrong with it. But I'd certainly hate to fly it, the shape it's in. Hey, wait a minute. What are you crying for? He's all right.
I'm not crying. I'm laughing. Laughing at myself for worrying about a lunatic who has a charmed life. I dare anybody to kill him. Anybody or anything. He's superhuman.
Now, take it easy, Mary.
I'm all right, Ed. What happened?
Well, He wasn't in the ship.
Wasn't in it? Well, who was? Or was it just flying itself?
No. It seems he was jumped by 3 men and hit over the head, and when he came to, a few minutes later, both the plane and the men were gone.
Well, then one of them was in the ship.
Yes, from now on, he'll have a permanent set of wings.
That's the kind of espionage and sabotage I was talking about, Captain Dayton.
He knows what you're talking about. He was in the Army during the World War. What I want to know is, how long it'll be before we can have another test flight?
I can't tell you until I go over the ship.
All right. Let me know when you're ready. In the meantime, take my advice and stay on the ground. You're too valuable a man to aviation.
You don't mind if I take a little spin once in a while, do you? Just for the fresh air.
Come on, Captain. We're wasting our time.
Yes, that's right. Yes, now get this. 2587 SY6 154 Z. That's it. Yes, it was unfortunate.
Blundering lot, Hinchfield. Stupid imbeciles.
If you keep on slamming up telephones, Felix, you're going to ruin my hearing.
That's one thing I cannot tolerate. Stupidity.
Shall I decode this for you?
You don't have to. They hit the ship and crashed it. Now we'll have to go back to the beginning again.
You mean the plans for the ship, of course.
Naturally, what else could I mean?
You might have meant Captain Dayton.
What are you talking about?
Well, Hinchfield said that Captain Dayton keeps all of his plans in his head.
All right, then we get his head.
That's what I meant.
That Cadden's on the shortwave radio for me. And give him this message.
32, 47, SPT8. 164L, 2WZ, H1962, RAM, 3, BTX, 7, BY5.
Weather clear. We'll report later. Decode this.
He says to bring Dayton to him. He must be crazy.
Maybe he is. But we're crazier for working for him.
Where are you going?
To have a talk with Hinchfield.
Dear Mr. Williams. Yes?
Your ship is ready, Captain Dayton.
Oh, all right. I'll be right up.
Look here, Bob. Why won't you tell us where you're going?
Because you and Miss Blake worry too much.
Well, how do you think we'll feel if we don't know where you're going? You've no right to take risks.
No risk, just straight flying.
I'm not talking about flying. I'm talking about the agents of every foreign government.
Now, not all of them, Ed. Look, will you be a good guy and get out of here?
All right, go ahead and kill yourself. The Army will appreciate that. They don't give a hoot whether they get those planes or not.
Oh, Mr. Carey, is Captain Dayton in?
Yeah, sure he's in. But he won't be in very long.
Why? Where's he going?
They won't tell me. You ask him.
Oh, I don't like to bother him if he's in a hurry.
You're the financial man, aren't you?
Yes.
And you have the interest of the stockholders to protect, haven't you?
Most assuredly.
What do you think their stock will be worth if the guys that are after Dayton get it?
Is somebody trying to get him?
Is somebody trying to get him? I give up.
Well, have a good time in Denver.
So you know where I'm going?
A good secretary should always know where her boss is going.
You're a swell secretary, Mary. Hold Carrie's hand for me, will you?
Not literally. Here,
Oh, what's this?
a favor I'm asking. Open it when you get there.
Okay.
And promise me something.
Sure, what is it?
Not to fly one of those ships. They're not safe.
Okay, Mary. Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, Captain Dayton!
I believe you're a little late, Mr. Hinchfield.
Oh, he's worse than a Neil. Where's he going?
That's a secret between Captain Dayton and myself.
I have a right to know.
I know, you're the controller of the business, but I'm his secretary. And when the boss says mum's the word, you couldn't get it out of me if you blasted.
You rather like Captain Dayton, don't you?
Well, that's putting it a bit strong, Mr. Hinchfield. But I guess you could say I liked him a little.
Too bad. He's heading east.
Why did you say too bad?
What? Oh, nothing. Nothing. Excuse me, please.
So he comes in without no landing gear. Does he crack her up? He does not. He sets her down as light as a feather.
Yep, sure great flyer. Say, what's he doing here anyway?
Oh, some kind of tests over at Crane Field.
Oh.
Tim.
Well, there goes my Sky Raider scholarship. And I thought this was a good plane.
One of the tragedies of aviation, eh, Captain Dayton?
Yes. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a real tragedy for him.
The hazards of competition, Captain.
Well, I guess I'm not going to let a little failure like this stop me. You're a slow kid, sis. Come on.
Whose model was it?
Let me see. Timothy Bryant.
Bryant?
Yes. Shall we get on with the next trial?
Yes. Would you mind having someone tell Bryant I'd like to see him?
No, not at all. I'll be glad to. Okay, Kelly, you're up.
So, Felix, your men have failed you again and you've elected me. Where will I find Captain Dayton?
He will be at the Continental Broadcasting Studio in Denver tonight at 8 o'clock.
All right. I'm on my way. Headhunting.
Best of luck, darling. I'm counting on you.
I consider it a great honor to have won a Skyraider scholarship. And for all the members of the Air Youth of America, I want to thank Captain Dayton for his kind cooperation.
It's a pleasure to present scholarships to such fine future aviators. I only hope they'll be called upon to use their talents in peace and not in war. And now I want you to meet another fine young future aviator, Mr. Tim Bryant. Tim didn't win a scholarship this afternoon because he had a little tough luck at the trials. But he has something coming to him which he may like much better. Will you come here, Tim, please? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tim Bryant. Will you say something, Tim?
Hello.
Tim, my secretary, instructed me to look you up when I came to Denver. She said that you were a friend of hers and a fine young airman. This afternoon, you proved to me that you were. How would you like to go to work for me at Skyraiders this summer?
What's the matter with the guy? Is he getting soft-headed?
Keep quiet. Oh, boy. Gee, would I?
Well, I'd like to have you, Tim. When is school out?
Saturday, but I can go now.
No, I think we'd better wait until school is over.
Hey, what's the idea? What's the matter, Mary? Hey, I believe you're in love with the guy.
Oh, don't be silly.
Maybe I'm not so silly after all.
Listen, Ed, will you be a good guy and go home?
Huh? Oh, sure. Do you think he'd be crazy enough to fly back in this?
I think he'd be crazy enough to do anything.
Well, I'm going to try and stop him. Thanks, Mary. Good night.
Good night.
Apparently, weather reports don't mean anything to Dayton. We ground the transports, and he goes right ahead. On that girl he took with him.
Search me. He certainly was anxious to get to the coast.
Anxious? I call it hysterical. Well, from now on, she's Dayton's problem. Come on.
Captain Dayton left here 15 minutes ago with a woman passenger.
Woman? What's he doing with a woman?
I'm afraid you'll have to ask Captain Dayton that.
Don't think I won't.
Thank you. That is all.
Oh, it ain't all. Wait till I get a hold of that crazy harebrained nincompoop. Get him. Keep after him till you do. Flying on a storm ain't bad enough. He's got to take some dizzy lizzy with him.
Skyraiders calling Captain Dayton.
Blame you for wanting to get back to the coast in a hurry.
She's all I have left. If anything happened to Mother,
No, take it easy. Keep that chin up. Everything will be all right.
You're very kind, Captain Dayton. I had no right to impose on you. I must have been quite hysterical.
Oh, forget it. Oh, there's our storm. Not going to be frightened, are you?
I'll try hard not to be.
Skyraiders calling Captain Dayton. Skyraiders calling Captain Dayton. Go ahead.
What's the matter with that guy anyhow? Keep after him.
Sky Raiders calling Captain Dayton.
Captain Dayton, don't you think we'd better land?
We're really safer up here. However, I'll find out how the weather is ahead of us. Captain Dayton calling Sky Raiders. Captain Dayton calling Sky Raiders. Go ahead, Sky Raiders.
I'll take that. All right, you halfwit. What do you think you're doing? Lying around in a thunderstorm with a gal. Who is she anyhow?
Nobody you know, Mr. Carey. I just called up to let you know where I am. It's raining a little up here. How is it down there?
Yes, we're having a little storm. Just a little drizzle. Nothing to worry about if you got enough gas for 48 hours.
I hope your lady friend appreciates your getting her into this.
You better take something for that disposition of yours, Mr. Carey. I'll keep in touch with you from time to time. So long.
What a guy. What a night for romance.
Did you get him?
Sure, I got him. He's having a fine time. Taking a joyride with a gal.